So you found a pen pal, but how do you write your letter? Let's get into it.
First, grab a piece of paper. Then, choose a writing utensil of your choice. Address the person you are writing to. It doesn't really matter what you write about, but think about trying to introduce yourself to the person you're writing to. Afterwards, you want to end your letter with a conclusion and your signature. Here's a better visual of what your letter should look like. Introduce yourself, let the person know a little bit about you, and ask about them too. Makes the writing process a lot easier.
Well, you finished writing your letter. What do you do now?
Feel free to go ahead and decorate your letter. After you're done with your letter, put it in an envelope and get ready to send it to your pen pal.
The next video I'm about to show you is from another TikTok creator who gives a little bit more tips on pen paling and writing.
If you wanna run away with me, I know a galaxy where I can take you for a ride. I had a premonition when we fell into a rhythm where the music won't stop for a light. Glitter and
So now that you've written your letter, you're ready to send it off. But how do we do that? Find out to see in part 2.
Hi, and welcome to part 2 of Pen Paling 101. So now that you've written your letter, we're going to address the letter. This is super important because if you don't address the letter correctly, your letter will not get sent out and it may even be returned to you, and we don't want that happening.
So make sure you're on the right side of the envelope. You don't want to be where the flaps are. Your address always goes on the top left corner, never in the middle or any other corner on the paper. Then the person you are writing to, your pen pal, their name goes in the middle of the envelope. For both your pen pal and for you, make sure that the name is on the first line, the address on the second line, and then the state and zip code on the third line. After you're done with that step, you want to take a stamp and put it on the top right corner.
Postage can be very tricky, and depending on the size of your letter, you might need more than one stamp. For more information, go to the United States Postal Service website or go to the post office and they'll let you know. But now that you've finished addressing your letter, you have to send it. Well, where can you do that? There are quite a few places you can go and send out your letter. Let's look at some of them. So, if you have a mailbox like this, you can put your letter in here. As long as you put the red tassel up, that lets the mailman know that they have mail to pick up, and they'll make sure to get it for you and send it off. Then, and if you don't have a mailbox like that, do not worry. Usually these are by some houses and apartment complexes, even campuses, the workplace. So as long as it says outgoing mail, you can definitely put your letter in there. Now, if you don't have any type of outgoing mail or mailbox, this is the United States Postal Service outgoing mail. As long as you see a blue outgoing slot like this, that means you can put your letter in and the mailman will come and get it. No worries. These can be found essentially anywhere. As long as you see one, that means you can put your letter in there. And finally, if you don't have those 3 options, you can always go to the postal office and they'll be glad to help you and send your mail well on its way.
And that is part 2 of Pen Paling 101. Thank you for joining me.